welcome everyone to another week of The Focus TV. This is season 8, episode 14. We're joined as always. We got Raymond Lyons here, Cardell Dudley Jr., Malik Miller, I'm Wilson Tarpe Jr. And we're going to get straight to it. Some positive news ready to kick off tonight's show. The Washington Wizards, let everybody know what they've been up to as of late.
Yeah, they've been back in action. Had a game on Friday, Sunday, and last night. It's their first game since the All-Star break. Friday and Sunday fell short, but they were able to officially get themselves out of the running for the worst team in NBA history by getting their 10th win. They beat the Brooklyn Nets 107-99. And the vets really kind of made their presence felt. Marcus Smart had 2 huge plays in crunch time on the defensive end, and Chris Middleton contributed as well on both ends. Jordan Poole had a great, efficient game shooting the basketball, and he was also contributing on defense as well. But yeah, man, the game pretty much had the same recipe as their 2 previous games. Come out, be competitive in the first half, let things get a little out of hand in the third. But this time they were able to set themselves and get back in the game and come away with the win. And, like I said, it started on the defensive end. We talked about how their deficiencies on that end just pretty much lead to everything falling apart for them. Last night in the fourth quarter, it was the opposite. They held the Nets to 12 points on 3 of 17 shooting. That might be their most prolific defensive 12 minutes of the season. You don't really see that often in the NBA level, but yeah, man, they locked in and they strapped, and they were able to come away victorious. A lot of good things happened in this game. Bilal played well. Jordan Poole, as I mentioned, and of course Marcus Smart with those 2 energetic plays that kind of really seal the game for the Wizards. Yeah, man, we already know what it is with this team. They're obviously not contending for anything, but with them being so young, what I'm really going to be looking at for the remainder of these games is just start to see more development and these guys being able to close out, to be perfectly honest, because there have been times when throughout the season they've had a lot of winnable games. They just don't know how to execute and take advantage of those situations yet. But with the addition of the veterans at the trade deadline, I think that's going to start to rub off on them. Those are 2 guys who've been in winning situations before. Of course, with Middleton getting a championship with the Milwaukee Bucks, and Marcus Smart, he's been an integral part of a lot of successful teams. So just that leadership is hopefully going to rub off on the youngsters. They already come with the work ethic. They already come with the intensity and the competitive nature. Just got to get those intangibles down, man. And hopefully we just start to see them blossom and come into their own.
All right, I'm going to move things out on to Cardell, but just a reminder, give our channel, Wizards Outlook, after each and every game. They end up on the channel. Also catch it live on Twitter, YouTube, etc. But Cardell, kick off this week's college segment.
Yeah, George Washington looking to bounce back from a loss to St. Joseph's, dominated UMass 74-52. The Minutemen breaking tradition. They will exit the A-10 after the season and compete in the MAC, the Mid-American Conference. They fell in their last game ever with GW in this long A-10 rivalry that's lasted close to 50 years. There's been some legendary games, especially in the early 90s when Calipari was running UMass and GW was top 25 in the country, going in the Sweet 16 in the tournament and whatnot. That kind of carried on with the Shante Rogers, led teams, and Marcus Camby and all those guys. Man, it was, it's a long, deep tradition when these 2 meet, man. But over the weekend, it was all GW. The Revolutionaries overcame a deficit early to run away late, securing the largest margin of victory in the conference games since they went at Fordham back in 2020-22. The Revolutionaries connected on 48.2% of their shots from the floor, including 39% from three-point range. They were led by redshirt freshman Christian Jones, who scored a game-high 17 points on 69 shooting, 3 of 5 from deep. and the game high 5 assists. Rafael Castro added 13 points and the game high 11 rebounds. And Trey Autry added 12 points, 3 threes, and got it done on the defensive end. For UMass, Daniel Hackins, Sanford led the way with 12 points and 11 rebounds. Marquis Worthy added 12 points, and Russell Diggins also finished with 12 points and 4 steals. GW's want to have games back behind the 4th spot in the conference standings at 7-8, with a 3-way tie 8-6 ahead of them. 3 games remain for GW to try and secure a double bye. The upcoming A-10 tournament, which will be held here in DC. Up next for GW, they go on the road, face Loyola Chicago Wednesday at 8 p.m. The Ramblers sit at 9-5 in 3rd place in the A-10 currently. And also, congrats to GW redshirt freshman Christian Jones, who was named A-10 Rookie of the Week for the 2nd time this season. Jones won the award on January 6th following his career night at Dayton. He's had an awesome rookie year. Like I said, I've been saying all season, he has the potential to be one of the most dominant guards in the A-10 in years to come. He gets it done in a variety of ways, and he makes an impact on both ends of the floor. He's averaging 12.5 points, 5 assists, 3.5 steals, and 3 rebounds, while shooting 53% from the floor, 38% from deep in over GW's last 2 games, a loss to St. Joseph and a dominant win over UMass. Obviously, the big highlight came, on Saturday's win over UMass. Like I said, posted 17 points and added 5 steals. Efficient shooting, 6-9 from the field, 4 rebounds and 4 steals. It's the 5th game nationally by a freshman this year with at least 17, 5, 4, and 4, and the first rookie with that letter at GW since Terry Nolan back in 2018.
Shout out to him. That's a hell of a performance. What performance is this year?
Yes, sir.
We're going to move on to Malik. What you got for us this week?
Absolutely. So, my team of the week coming from American University. After losing their game on the 19th last Wednesday, they were able to secure a victory on their senior night, the 22nd, this past Saturday. And not only was this a victory, but this was a savoring victory. The final score, 48-44, against a team in the last 4 times they played them, they've lost this game, and that being Boston University. American was able to get to a first half lead at 20-14 going into halftime. It was able to secure the game 48-44. This game meant a lot to the team. This was able to secure not only a 4-game losing streak, but as well a home quarterfinal game in the Patriot League Championship. Then being first in the conference, they're doing the things they need to do. Some of the players that helped win this game include Greg Jones and Matt Rogers, who respectively had 18 and 11 and 12 and 4. As well, connection. As well, Lincoln Ball had grabbed 9 rebounds in this low scoring matchup. Not only that, but the defense was able to force 19 turnovers in this game. They're playing great basketball. They finished the road for the next few games. They're finishing on the road. And they have a game against Navy, and then they have a game against Colgate. Their seniors were able to go out with a bang for the team to lose a game on the road, come back home on senior night. They were able to get it done. Player of the week goes to University of Maryland, Rodney Rice. In the last 8 games, Maryland is 7-1. In these last 8 games, Rodney averages 17.3 points, 2 rebounds, and 1.6 assists per game. His shooting efficiency comes in at 47% from the field, 40% from the 3-point line, and 73% from the free throw line. Some of these victories include his last game, in which he scored 20 plus points. He had 22 points against USC. He hasn't scored 20 points since January 26th. He had 22 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists. Game before that, lit it up with 18 points, a rebound, 4 assists. Some of his other notable games include the game against Rutgers, 19 points. Game against Indiana, he had 23 points. Wisconsin, 16. Ohio State, 18. These last 8 games, he's really been tearing it up. He's playing 30 plus minutes in all these games, only averaging 2 turnovers. he's one of the pieces to the puzzle. They have a lot of guys on that team that they say are the guys. He's definitely a guy that doesn't get enough credit. Transfer guy, a little bit newer to the program, not so more so new to the basketball system, but he's getting it done. Only averaging 2 turnovers, being really one of the guards on that team that can really get on the floor and boogie.
Right. I'll go ahead and finish up this college segment this week with the University of Maryland women. Been checking in with you guys every week about what they've been up to. And 2 games left in conference play. We're here. Figure out if they're going to be hosting in the first round of the NCAA tournament or if they will be on the road. But there's things to take care of before they get to that point. And we'll start with what they had to take care of last week, honestly. All right, first off, Maryland is now 21-6 on the year and 11-5 in the Big Ten after beating Northwestern last week, 85-79. For Maryland, they got off to one heck of a start. Unfortunately for them, Northwestern ended up making a run late. Defense took the stage as Maryland forced 22 turnovers. 27 points were scored off of them. 9 of those turnovers came in the opening period. Despite building a 21-point lead, Maryland had to hold off Northwestern. A proud Northwestern team wasn't trying to go out like that at home, obviously this late in the season. The Wildcats used an 11-0 run to cut the lead to 10 points in the third quarter, and they would head into the fourth and final frame down by that amount. They would then cut it to 6 with 4 minutes and 20 seconds to go in the game. Maryland would take a timeout to try to settle things down. They would hit their free throws and leave with the win. The Terps were led by Kayleen Spike with 23 points. That's her 10th game this season with at least 20 points. Sailor Poffenberger did a bit of everything, finishing with 16 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, and 3 steals. 14 of her 16 came in the first half. Sarah Tibiasu has really come on during the second half of the season. She finished with 15 points. Cheyenne Sellers added 12 points, 7 rebounds, and 3 assists. Northwestern had 4 players in double digits, led by Melanie Daly's 22 points. Again, as I alluded to, really big week for Maryland. They'll face Indiana on the road on Thursday. Then they return home to host 12th-ranked Ohio State on Sunday. In terms of what's at stake, as just mentioned, if they go 2-0 this week, that goes a long way into them not only improving their seeding in Big Ten Conference, which is love. Again, card out that we mentioned last week, nobody wants to play 5 games in 5 days. Nobody, even for the teams that successfully did it. I'm sure if you ask their coaches, would they have taken the easier route, like, I don't know, take care of business earlier? Everyone would have chose yes, because that also wears on your legs for the NCAA tournament, should you make it. But again, we'll see. They got that opportunity to improve their seeding for the Big Ten Conference tourney. And then that's also the difference going 2-0 this week, 1-1, 0-2. If things really don't go well this week, that's the difference between being a host or being on the road in the first round of the NCAA tournament. On the women's side, the top 16 teams, you get to play in the comfort of your home. These first 2, if you win your first game, your second, first 2 games got a chance to be played on your home court. That's huge. Cardell, pass it on to you.
Yep, we're going to get right in the rapid fire. Obviously, big news on the WNBA side. Diana Taurasi, leading scorer in WNBA history and voted the greatest of all time by Leeds fans, announced her retirement today after 20 seasons. Quote, mentally and physically, I'm just full, Taurasi told Time Magazine. That's probably the best way I can describe it. I'm full and I'm happy. Taurasi, 42 steps away, is one of the most decorated players in the history of basketball. Not just the women's side, not the history of basketball. She made an impact from her first moments at UConn 2000, and she was still in the spotlight through the end of her WNBA career, helping lead the Phoenix Mercury to the playoffs this past season. In August, Taurasi became the first basketball player to win 6 Olympic gold medals. WNBA Commissioner Kathy Engelbert hailed Taurasi as one of the greatest competitors to ever play the game of basketball on any stage. Quote, in a record-setting career that saw her play 20 seasons, score more points, and make more three-point shots than any player in WNBA history, she has earned unquestioned respect of players around the globe, delivered electrifying moments, and captivated fans again and again. On behalf of the WNBA family, I thank Diana for everything that she has brought to the WNBA, her passion, her charisma, and most of all, her relentless dedication to the game. Taurasi scored 10,646 points, the only WNBA player to surpass the 10,000 mark in scoring in 565 regular season games, and she scored another 1,476 points in 72 playoff contests. She led Phoenix, which drafted her number 1 in 2004, to WNBA championships in 2007, 2009, and 2014. Five-time WNBA scoring champion, 14-time All-WNBA selection. Taurasi was league MVP in 2009 and Finals MVP in 2009 and 2014. She also leads as the WNBA's leading three-pointers made with 1,447 in the regular season and 215 in the playoffs. Ray, we're going to just start, man. Just share your thoughts on truly a legend, like no question. Like that word gets thrown around too much. She's no doubt. She's one of them.
Yeah, for sure, man. She just embodies everything you love about a basketball player. Just her intensity, the way she approaches the game. She's wrapping up a 20-year career, so that shows you her dedication. Just to being disciplined, taking care of her body, being able to still compete. I'm just happy she was able to go out on her own terms. Like you said, with her quote, mentally and physically, she's just full. I mean, I can't imagine there's anything left that she feels like she needs to accomplish. Yeah, man, it was probably just time for her. Yeah, the league is starting to, is entering a new chapter. I'm glad she was able to at least see the beginnings of, some of the things that she campaigned for starting to take shape with the WNBA. One of the things about her that always stands out to me is when, her overseas team paid her to sit out the season. And her reaction to that is, I mean, I don't want to. I love the WNBA. I want to play here, but financially, I just this just makes the most sense for me. And to her to go from that to being able to end her career with the Mercury with a top-notch facility for for the team, just charter flights, just to see her to be able to see all that development with the league is. I mean, I can only imagine how she feels. She definitely left the game better than she found it. We should beat every player's goal. And yeah, man, it's absolutely nothing you could take away from her, from a player, man. And yeah, the Hall of Fame awaits.
Malik.
Yeah, to add on to that point, it's really basketball. I'm going to say basketball she has served everything she can serve for the basketball. The basketball served her everything it can serve her. I don't think any more points, any more assists, any more rebounds will bring her closer to a goal that she's trying to achieve, or her playing another year or two brings her into changing her opinion on herself. So some days, every dog has their day. Father time, mother time catches up with everybody. So it's just a blessing to see her go out on her own path. There's people get injured, people get kicked, pushed away from teams, things of that such. It's good to see that she went out how she wanted to go out.
Wilson.
Yeah, man. It's crazy. Like we all knew, like within the last 5 or 6 years, it would be, it's inevitable. We just didn't know when it was going to happen. Really happy she did it on her own terms, as you guys both alluded to. Like Cardell, when you were running through, just some of her resume, when you brought the topic up, there was nothing left. We're in the time where we watch, whether it be the men's and women's, sometimes you're wondering what people end up, we see people leave stuff on the table at times. I think this is one of those things where no one's worried, no one's even considering that part of it. Like, oh, did she leave something? She gave Phoenix everything she had. The game, obviously, too, both in college and in the W. And as Ray said, I thought that was a cool part too, is one of the people that was kind of there for she kind of jumped in and got to benefit some from the women before her. Her watch was a long watch. It was a 20-year watch. And it damn sure is in a better place than it was, her rookie year or whatnot. But yeah, just one, I feel incredibly old every time somebody retires, or that we see somebody's son or daughter hitting college or something, like feel incredibly old. So it just makes me think of all the time. I'm a very appreciative, going from the fan side, growing up in Connecticut, what she meant there, and then for what we do, made me just think about the times that we all got to see her play. Just very happy for those moments. But just a hell of a job, and happy to see her leave on her own terms.
Most definitely one of the greatest to ever do it. A lot of players leave the game off the field because somewhere along the line they cheated the game and they can't let it go. And that's the real reason why, they try to hold on or, stay in the limelight, so to speak. You can't say that about Diana, man. Like, she gave the game every little bit she had, which is similar to what Kobe did. I'm not comparing her to Kobe. I'm just saying, like, their career path is kind of similar as far as being so dominant for so long, winning, accomplishing everything you basically can as a player for so long. The assassin mentality that both had, but also just the love of the game, pouring every little bit they had into the game until it's like what she said, I'm full. Like, I have nothing else to give. It's time to go. Like, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Those are the players that could walk away with no regret because they didn't cheat the game at any point. It was honestly a pleasure to see her in her prime, really in her prime. Like, when she came to town, it was about 4 players where it's like, they just love to see the Mystics. It was her. It was Maya. That whole damn Lynx team, that shit was crazy. Them, obviously Candace, and Sue Bird. They love to see the Mystics on the schedule. And pretty much 9 every time she came in, it was minimum 25 plus. It was bad. Like, deep threes, half court, talking ish, you know what I'm saying? Talking to the, she definitely gonna cry to the refs. You know how she get, man. It's hilarious. Like, but she busting your ass. It is what it is, man. And the ultimate competitor. And she had that respect across the league. Like, don't get her riled up because it could get bad. She'll put 40 on you easy. You see what I'm saying? And it was just a pleasure to just sit there and see it up close and personal before all the, the new WNBA fans came in and act like they were around back then really paying attention. We was front and center seeing all her dominance, especially when BG came with her. It was just, like one of them years they won the championship, her and Cappie Pondexter was in the backcourt. Like, come on, man.
That's illegal.
Come on, man. That's like, in a sense, for people that may not understand, from the fella side, that's like having Kyrie and Luka, but with Anthony Davis healthy. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's because that's what BG had, and that's why they won the championship. It was just ugly. It was bad. So, but she was the ringleader. She was leading the way. She was running point, controlling everything, knowing when to get hers, knowing when to step to the side, let Cappy go to work, knowing when BG needed a touch, go ahead, do what she do. She just a complete basketball player. You know what I'm saying? I hope in the era we living in now where people aren't students of the game, they kind of judge you off what have you done for me lately type of thing. They don't see her at, her last few years in a sense and just judge her off that. You know what I mean? Like, nah, go back and watch the film. Go back to UConn. Go back, what is it, 4 straight championships at UConn? 4 straight national championships?
Nah, she didn't get 4, but I think they did. It was 2 and then 1.
Oh.
She only got 3, which is crazy saying.
Got 4. Stewie and them got 4. Okay.
Yeah.
But they were close enough, you know what I'm saying? Dominance. And number 1 pick, well worth it. 3 WNBA championships, just, one of a kind, man. Killer. killer. I mean, think about it. She shut Draymond Green up. You know what I'm saying? And it's hard to shut that dude up. And I love Draymond, but you know what I'm saying? She's like, you the only person on either Olympic team that don't get doubled. You need to calm down. And that was checkmate. Nothing you can say. So, I mean, she was a bad woman. She was a bad woman, man. And you know, that's why it kind of bothered a lot of us that not only are students of the game, but been covering the WNBA for so long, where we've seen Maya in her prime and Candace and Tarazi and all that. And this ain't got nothing to do, no shot at Caitlin, because we like Caitlin as well. When the new fans come in, like she's the greatest of all time, we're like, we've seen this before. Maybe not from the range, but we've seen kind of the mode she's in, and we've seen better. And Tarazi is an example of that. So, you know, salute the Hall awaits. Hopefully she don't go too far away from basketball, all the wealth of knowledge and expertise that she have. Hopefully she get in a position to be in the front office of the game. If she want to stay in basketball, be in the front office of the game. Hell, own the team one day. I know Sue Bird kind of in that mix, you know what I mean? That own the team one day and build the game from that way. And put her mind and get in the lab and show the next generation what it takes to hopefully be in the seat that she's in one day, you know, being a first ballot Hall of Famer. Next up, man, we gonna go on the boxing side of things, man. Boxing, definitely a superstar. Gervonta Tank Davis returns to defend his WBA lightweight world title against WBA super featherweight world champion Lamont Roach, headlining a PBC pay-per-view event on Prime Video at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York, this upcoming Saturday. Obviously, Gervonta Davis is from Baltimore. Lamont Roach is from D.C., so you got that adding in with the mix, man, you know, before they get it in. For Gervonta, he has a 30-0 record. 30 of those wins were by knockout. 28 of those wins were by knockout. He has a 93% knockout rate. Lamont Roach comes in at 25-1-1, 10 knockouts out of his 25 fights, man. So with that being said, man, straight to the point. Who do you got? Malik.
I'm about to say, man, Roach don't got nothing for him, man. I'm about to say, yeah, Roach don't got nothing for him. They both from the area. They both kind of close, so you know. I think LeBron said it. Sometimes you just gotta turn off the volume on the TV and just watch the art for what it is. And I'm about to say, Tank's an artist. Roach is a great fighter, though. You know, Roach is a great fighter. But I might say, if he surprised everybody, everybody gonna come on TV next week and say that. But that's where I'm gonna go with.
Okay. Wilson.
Yeah, I'm going with Tank. I think he gets. You talked about the 30 fights, 28 knockouts. I don't think he gets enough credit for being as much of a boxer as he is. More than those people just talk about as being a knockout artist or being a power puncher. Like, just it's hard for me to go against Tank, and I'm sure the area is going to love this fight. But I'm probably going with Malik on this one. Yeah, I'm going with Tank.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, you got to go with Tank at this point. At the end of the day, he got the great equalizer, knockout power on both hands. So, you know, it only takes one. And he's been able to, and it's not just he's in there just trying to drop bombs. You know, we've seen him been able to set people up and get his shots to deliver knockouts. So, yeah, it's not a criticism on his technical ability, but yeah, if I was a betting man, I'd be betting on Tank.
Yeah, I mean, want the hometown guy to get the upset, but nah, man, I just haven't seen anybody stand up to Tank's power. He's a firecracker, man, but he can also box. You know, that's the thing. You know, I remember I forgot his name that quick. The kid he hit with the liver shot and dropped him.
Ryan Garcia.
Yeah, Ryan Garcia. He was setting him up for a minute. You could just tell, like he was trying to catch him, but he was patient. He waited for his opening, and that's how he hit that shot. Dog. If you follow boxing, you box before a liver shot. It's hard to get. It's like boxing's version of 50-40-90. It's very hard to land that punch because guys are moving. They got their arms in the way. They're covering it up. And because every fighter knows, man, you hit that spot, it's over. Like, you can't physically, it shuts your whole body down. And he delivered that shot. And when you get hit like that, it makes a point. Like, I'm definitely better than you because I landed that type of punch. Like when Bernard hit De La Hoya with that back in the day, same thing. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it's tough, man. Shuts your body down. But yeah, like you said, Ray, power on both hands. The man got a 93% knockout rate. You know what I'm saying? It's like when you get in the ring with Tank, you're going to have to take some punishment to win. You got to, because you got to get to him. But you got to take the punishment, enough punishment to get to him, and no one has been able to do it. It's just as simple as that. I don't know. We're going to see. I don't know Lamont. Maybe he got it in him. But he's going to have to take a beating to deliver one. And I don't think he can withstand that, man. I don't think he can. The only way I think he can get him is if Davis isn't focused. He's on mind on other things, and that's dangerous in the ring. All right, we're going moving along. NFL side, after a disappointing 24 season, the San Francisco 49ers coach Kyle Shanahan made changes to the staff on Tuesday. Shanahan revealed that he will promote Clay Kubiak as offensive coordinator. Kubiak is heading into his 5th season with the team. He previously worked as offensive passing game specialist, assistant quarterback coach, and defensive quality control coach. At the end of his season, in the season news conference, Shanahan announced that Kubiak would be promoted to offensive coordinator after he called plays in the preseason and in the season-ending loss to Arizona Cardinals. Shanahan will, however, continue San Francisco offensive play caller. Quote, I think Clay's done as much as anyone on offense these last 2 years. This is his 2nd year doing that, and he gets better and better each year at it. Just hasn't had the official title yet, and now he'll get the official title, which he more than deserves. But it's more about recognizing what he's already been doing at a high level. QB's promotion was delayed a little bit as the 49ers needed to satisfy the league's Rooney Rule requirements before they could make that move official. Wilson, happy with what your 49ers are doing with this move?
Let me go get a picture of Clay real quick. Hey man, just won 6 games. Jack Dosito, things had to happen. I seen people whining about it today, and I'm laughing. But again, Cardell, there's ties that the team you root for, my team have together, from history in the past. The Kubiak name is very familiar for a reason.
Shanahan.
Brian Griese was a previous, QB coach and whatnot that was there. I think everybody thought he was going to get promoted or whatnot. And I think Brian Griese kind of sort of got a lot of the credit for. There was 3 or 4 people that banged the table for Brock Purdy, but Brian Griese was the only one that got like national credit for Brock Purdy. That's it. We saw his brother who left the Bay, and I think his brother was just in New Orleans running their offense. Dude, I just think they're going to go back to their roots, what those family offenses, and those schemes are pretty much, they're married together. It's not. There's some things that are clearly Shanahan stuff. There's some things that are clearly Kubiak staples, but the more and more you look at it, they're married together. I just think this is normal. Mike McDaniel held this role before he got hired. And Mike McDaniel was somebody who was with Kyle for years. Every stop, Mike McDaniel was on his staff. But I think it's a good opportunity for Clay, and we'll see what it does. Also, they're about to have to pay a quarterback. And I guess the only thing that popped out to me was maybe Clay has a better rapport with the quarterback they're about to pay than the dude everybody assumed or nationally was getting credit for the quarterback's development and everything else. But I just think, again, you won 6 games. There's a standard. Yeah, he's not the only new person on staff. And yeah, things are going to keep moving and changing. There was going to be a shakeup.
Ray.
Yeah, I'm on the same page as Wilson. It's looks like business as usual in these situations. And I mean, yeah, they got some things to address. But yeah, it didn't shock me when it was announced. It's a guy he's familiar with, and a guy that's familiar with, as Wilson pointed out, probably the most important position on the team. Um, so yeah, that's they're probably just looking for some continuity and just to keep pressing as they have been.
Malik.
Uh, yeah. I have nothing new to add on to what they said, other than I'm a Seahawks fan, so I just need them to now figure it out and now put the pieces together. We haven't won the division in a very long time, a very long time. So we didn't win it last year either. So and they didn't have everybody. So um, go Seahawks. You know what I'm talking about. Maybe we could do something in the draft. Hopefully, we never do anything in the draft. But honestly, they can take Geno Smith. Take him. Take him. But yeah, man, that's about it for the 49ers. Not too much about them.
I just wanted to say, shout out to you and Ray. How do we find the only what portion or percentage of y'all's fan bases do y'all represent where y'all are sane? Like, why? I'm appreciative of it, but I was just dying.
Hey, Malik kept it real, man. Sometimes you gotta keep it real with yourself. Don't lie to yourself. It's stressful out here. Too
Yeah,
many fans doing that, man. Too many fans doing that, dog.
yeah. Every
I
time,
I get it.
yeah. Every time we run into them, we go the other way. I'm about to say so. It's we need.
Malik, for context, I'm a Cowboys fan.
Yeah, man. So we can't figure it out.
Y'all both need to see Key Battle, get some therapy. It's rough out here.
I'm not gonna say tanking is a real thing, but for the teams that know they can't win a Super Bowl, I wish we took their approach. So we wouldn't get a mid 20th pick every year or no pick every year. At least we'd be working closer to the top 10 spot or something. We just go to the playoffs or fight for no reason.
But even with that, Malik, they still got to draft good. That's they can get the top pick and still mess it up like so many teams have.
Absolutely.
Lamar. Let's move on. See, I can't even deal with the NFL. I'm still bitter about that, man. Lamar. Georgetown freshman big man Thomas Sorber will miss the rest of the season because of a foot injury. The school announced Tuesday that Sorber injured his left foot on February 15th in a loss at Butler and will have surgery on Wednesday. Sorber is the Hoyas' second leading scorer and top rebounder. He averaged 14.5 points and 8.5 rebounds over 24 games. Trenton, New Jersey native, Sorber was a top 50 recruit out of Archbishop Bryant High School in Philadelphia and ranked third in the state of Pennsylvania. Georgetown is currently 16-11, 7-9 in the Big East, with visits to UConn on Wednesday night, and they will host number 21 Marquette on Saturday. Currently in that Big East standings, they are 7th in the Big East standings. Yeah, Ray, thoughts on talented freshman big man going down and the prospects for the Hoyas moving forward?
That's definitely a big blow to them. And Georgetown been struggling as of late. This is probably one of their best years in a few seasons, which is kind of saying a lot, But yeah, this definitely is a hit, and it kind of changes their outlook for the rest of the season. He was definitely productive when he was on the court, and yeah, they're gonna have to adjust and figure it out without him being available.
Malik.
Yeah, being 7th in the conference. Wait. Yeah, they just got to figure out how to navigate. It's really but so much you can do without your piece, your puzzle. But they Georgetown is known historically for a respectful brand of basketball, so they can't jump in the portal right now to get anybody, and you got to figure it out before the portal thing gets to going. But there's more pieces in their locker room. I say there's more guys on that team. Um, they definitely have some road games coming up. Marquette, Villanova coming up soon, but they've won some games. They've lost some games, so we just gotta see. We just gotta see what it looks like.
Wilson.
That's a tough conference and a tough time in the year to be losing a big man. With what's with both you and Malik mentioned the teams they got coming up here, and shout out to the young man, his talented freshman year. Dude, you're gonna miss that with what you have to deal with. You're gonna miss that inside. And like you said, it's 7 in the Big East. We were talking earlier, just how close we are to the conference tournament. That's, I think, what saddens me for them the most is, anything can happen in the conference tournament, but it's easier for anything to happen with you have all your pieces. That's it. It's the wrong conference to lose bigs, like impactful bigs. It's just, you can't lose them in there. It's tough.
Yeah, other guys just want to step up. It's as simple as that. And they're going to have to just change their identity, so to speak. Throughout the season with Sorber, they kind of played, inside out. They established him, and then PV and Mac and Epps and them will kind of get theirs off of how he was playing or whatnot, or how the defense played him. So now they kind of got to go back to a style that they played before Sorber came in, and you got to be a perimeter-led type team. And they got guys that are proven. We all know about Malik Mack, who I love. He's a talent king. He got to get more aggressive. He probably got to turn back the clock a little bit, play more like the Harvard Malik Mack. Played it more of that role. PV, who's their leading scorer, he got to do more. Kind of do what he's been doing offensively. But I mean by do more, like helping on the boards to kind of overcome the loss, because you losing almost 10 rebounds a game. That's 8.5 just gone. So you got to rebound more. Even though PV's averaging 5.7, you might need to bump that up to like 7 or 8 to kind of offset what Sorber did. I mean, what the loss of Sorber, Jaden Epps. Obviously, continue to score, do what he need to do, because you want to score by committee. But be more of a focal point on defense, and try to clamp down on that end, because you want to step it up defensively as well, because now, not only with him, you losing Sorber, not only with the rebounding, but you're losing their paint presence. So you get beat. It's not another big that is a capable shot blocker or can alter a shot and then go get the rebound. That's lost, and that's invaluable. Like, you can't get off defense if you can't get the rebound. Those guys got to just step it up a bit. But obviously, I think the X factor is Fielder. He's the other big man that starts with Sorber in the front court. Fielder got to step it up. He averaging 7 and 5. Now he might, for them to have any success, he might have to jump it up to about 10 and 8 now. You see what I'm saying? He might have to do that. It's just got to be by committee. Guys got to step up. If they do that, then they got a chance. If they try to continue to play with the same type of production that they've been doing, it's going to be up and down, and they're not going to get where they want to get. And then it's going to be tough. Like we just said, you don't want to be in a conference tournament having to win every day, win 3, 4, 5 days in a row to try to get to the tournament. That's just tough, and the Big East, top heavy this year. You might win the first round, but the likelihood of you getting past the St. John's and the Marquettes and the Creightons and UConns and all that, it's especially in the Garden when you already on the road, man, with the history, all that, it's just going to be tough, man. It's just going to be tough. So they may want to step it up and while they can now, pile up the wins so that they can at least get a day off, you know what I mean, before all that happens, try to move up in the standings. See how that goes. We're going to see how it plays out. Moving back over to the NFL side of things, 9-time Pro Bowl offensive tackle Jason Peters announced he will be retiring from the NFL after a 19-year NFL career. But his time in the NFL isn't over. The Seattle Seahawks, Malik's team, who he played for in his final season at 23, hired him as a veteran mentor in their front office. Seahawks general manager John Snyder detailed at the NFL's scouting combine on Tuesday that Peters' role is in player engagement and that he will specifically be working with offensive linemen in his full-time position. Peters competed in 8 games for the Seahawks in 2023, and then he sat on the team's practice squad last season. The 43-year-old has a lot of NFL experience under his belt to help the Seahawks roster. He saw his career with the Buffalo Bills in 2004, stayed there for 5 seasons before moving on to the Philadelphia Eagles. His best years came with the Eagles, making 7 Pro Bowls in 11 seasons and winning the Super Bowl in 2018. He left Philadelphia in 2021. Peters competed in 248 games in his NFL career. Malik, it's on you, man.
Yeah, I seen this. I mean, it's respect to him. I love his career. I love everything he did. For us personally, just another hit. I might say, well, he wasn't, the team captain, starter, 50 pancakes guy, but I might say he's a part of the family. So, family wounds. He's still there, play engagement. I hope the guys listen to him, because they can listen to him 25% or something. Maybe we can get something. We can have Geno Smith looking like Sam Darnold for the first 13 weeks of the season or something. We need something. We need something, man. But yeah, I seen that a little bit earlier. Congrats to him. I'm happy we, did right by him going out. He could have went somewhere else, retired, for a day, got traded for a day, got picked up, things like that. But yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I like it, man. I think more teams need to do stuff like this. Get guys that obviously are experienced, have a lot of knowledge to pass on, to get them in those type of positions to kind of mentor the younger players. I think only positive things can come from that. And it's a franchise he's familiar with, so it should pay some positive dividends.
Wilson.
Yeah, I think that's a great look. They got 2 talented tackles over there who I'm sure that they would love to take the next step. What better resource than a guy who's going to be on that long list of very gifted tackles to whoever played in this league. Jason Peters doesn't get the fanfare he should, but he's an alien, man. Like, and again, let me say this: I'm not saying he's Walter Jones-like, but Walter Jones, Trent Williams, those types of they're not normal human. Like, they don't seem human, because people that big shouldn't be that agile, that fast, what have you. I don't know if you guys saw when it started. Like, start off with him catching passes as an overgrown tight end before the tackle. All tackles can't do that. All right, like, very, very rare athlete. So I hope. I think that's great for the Seahawks. I've seen what that's done. How having resources like that can help. There's several teams around the league, I know, that like to not directly, maybe not all the time, get folks on staff. Necessarily, that's one way to do it. Everyone doesn't always want to be a coach, but just having people around can help. Your position coach can tell you a lot. Sometimes your position coach wasn't an all-pro. There might be tips and tricks that, a 11-time Pro Bowler might be able to help you with, or maybe there's something they can identify with that you're doing, something they've seen, in addition to what your position coach is helping you with. I think that's smart by Seattle while they're trying to get Mike McDonald's over there, and they're trying to get their feet underneath them to go forward. And I'm sure they would love if those 2 tackles could take that next step for them. They got 2 really talented tackles.
So you, Wilson.
All right. Look, man, we appreciate y'all like we do each and every week. We will be back next week. Can't wait to see what we will be discussing. Is everything we went through this week. There's more stakes on the table as far as it goes to college basketball. It's called March Madness. Like, it'll be March by the next time we talk to y'all. So that's pretty much here. And also, Wizards Wizards folks, we will see y'all a couple more times this week for Wizards Outlooks. Don't forget to get over to thefocustv.com, and obviously we have a Roku television or device. All you have to do is type in the search box, the Focus TV, double tap OK, add the channel, and obviously follow us all on social media. The Focus TV. Y'all have a great week.